right, well, this isn't one of our normal videos. This is just going to be a quick video I wanted to do in light of some recent events that happened to us while RVing. I just wanted to talk about the importance of a checklist when you're RVing. I have a checklist right here. This is the same one I made when we first started. So I've had this from the very first day we started full-timing. I figured I needed just to remind myself of all the different steps. And, you know, we've got an arrival and a departure checklist. And a departure, you know, everything from filling up the gas to extending the tow mirrors to locking up the Airstream, making sure the water pump is off, the legs are up, the awning is secured. You know, there's a whole bunch of things. And that's why I wanted the checklist, is there's tons on here. And these are important not just for someone that's new to it, because, you know, if you're new to it and there's a lot of steps and you don't want to forget, but even for seasoned RVers. I mean, for me personally, I found that, you know, we've been full-timing for a little over a year, and I don't know how many times I've had to break down and set up, you know, the Airstream and whatnot. So many times such that it's like muscle memory, right? You don't even think about it after a while. You do it so many times, you know, at 6 a.m., you get up, you're like just going through the motions, doing all the steps. And that's another reason why you need a checklist, I think, because what can happen, what happened to me a few weeks ago, is when it's routine like that, every now and then a curveball will be thrown your way. Like my wife calls me when I'm in the middle of doing one of the steps, or the kids are crying, I got to go run and get them. And then you come back, and once you get thrown off your routine, you might forget one of the steps. And there's just so many of them that you don't want to forget, oh, I forgot to put the stairs up, or I forgot to check this or that or the other. So super important, I think, to have, whether you're a seasoned RVer or you're new to the game. So what happened to us a few weeks ago? Oh, honestly, it's hard for me to even talk about, hard for me to admit, because, I mean, I feel like we narrowly avoided tragedy. And when I think about this, I get nightmares, you know, and part of me just wants to pretend like it never happened and don't talk about it. But, you know, I've always been open and honest, not only on this channel, but to myself. And that's the way I grow and hopefully not make the same mistake twice. But anyway, we're at my in-laws' house a few weeks ago. Whenever I take the stinger out of the truck when we park, I take it out, I put the hitch pin right back in the stinger in the same hole that it goes in. That way, when it's time to leave and I go put the stinger back into the truck, into the hitch receiver, I have to physically take the pin out in order to get the hitch in. That way the pin's in my hand, and I also, number one, I don't lose the pin, and then I can't forget to put it back in. It's sitting there in my hand. So what happened a few weeks ago at my in-laws' house is, you know, the stinger was sitting next to the Airstream for a few weeks. Logan, at one point, went up and was playing with it at one day. And he pulled the pin out of its normal hole, and he stuck it in this hole down here at the bottom of the stinger, where it normally isn't. So yada, yada, yada. It comes time to leave. It's 6 a.m. I'm out there going through my routine, you know, not even thinking about stuff. I pick up the hitch, stuck it in, and then I don't know if Jess called me or something happened to distract me, or if I just completely forgot. But I put it in, and then I didn't look for the pin, and it wasn't where it normally is, but I didn't even bother looking. I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. And I backed in, I backed the truck up, I hooked the trailer up, put on the safety cables, and that was it. You know, we finished setting up, got the kids loaded up, and we left. And we drove 335 miles through 5 states with no hitch pin in. And the only reason it kind of worked and we were safe is that the safety cables that are up there were short enough where it wouldn't, it held the hitch in the receiver. It wouldn't pull all the way out. It did, though, pull out a few inches. So, you know, there's only this much sitting inside the receiver, and the cables are just holding it the rest of the way. And we drove all that way. We drove through some of the hairiest roads in upstate New York, tight, narrow roads, hills, with no pin in there. And I can't even, oh God, I had nightmares just even thinking about that. And, you know, when it originally happened, I didn't know what happened to the pin. I'm like, did I forget to put it in? And we finally figured it out because when we got to the next campsite and I picked up the stinger, I saw the old pin that I lost, or that I thought was gone, in this random hole that Logan stuck it in. And I'm like, there it is. So it was never in there. It wasn't like we broke it or lost it or it popped out. There it was. And then to further solidify our suspicions, here's a video. This was like a half a mile from when we left my in-laws' house, and I had to stop and pull over because the wire for the for the brake lights, the 7-pin wire, it popped out. And I went back there, and here I am, like, oh, there's the wire, I got to put it in. And I was actually recording, and you can see blatantly in this video there's no hitch pin, and you can also see the stinger has pulled a few inches out. And I look at this and I'm beside myself, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that no one got hurt, that nothing got really damaged, that we didn't lose the Airstream, that we didn't cause an accident, that, it's just unbelievable. That I'm just so happy that everything worked out. But anyway, the point of all this was the checklist. So I did have a checklist. What's not on my checklist is ensure that the hitch pin is in. Obviously, I didn't put that in there because it's something obvious. Like, I also don't have close my door, right? Make sure the truck is running before you put it in drive. Like, no. But due to the series of events that led up to this, mistake, obviously I need to put it on here. So there's my checklist. I'm going to add to it now. Ensure that the hitch pin is in there, because it can and did happen to me, at least. I'm sure there's people out there that would rightfully be hard on me for making such a ridiculously stupid and dangerous mistake, but you won't be as hard on me as I am on myself. That's the importance of this, You don't want to leave one step out or 2 steps out or anything. So, especially when you're kind of just doing everything via muscle memory. Anyway, happy 4th of July weekend. Anyway, that's it for now. See you soon.